Good morning, moms and dads. Here, I'm having my coffee with you today. It's HyperHealing, Mom. And I've got to tell you, my 6 kids, they were super excited for this coronavirus extended, never-ending vacation. But we're 6 days in and they're starting to get on each other's nerves. And we got to work on that because you see, I'm in my groove. I made a schedule. I'm getting them up at 9. We're going to do some chores. We're going to do some homework. We're going to talk to the teachers. I'm great. But they would prefer to stick their smelly toes into their sister's nose and trip their brother so that he goes hurling into the refrigerator. They're liking that more than they're liking my schedule. So we are going to use some dog sense here because you see, animals, when they have a problem, they lost their favorite bone, they are going to look in every single corner of the yard once. Whereas us people, when we have a problem, we go ahead and go to the same exact solution over and over again. You ever lost your keys and you go into that junk drawer 16 times to look for it? We're not going to do that now. Our kids are getting on each other's nerves. They've been getting on each other's nerves for as long as we know them, haven't they? So therefore, since we're all here together, we have got to come up with a solution about not going back to the same, if you touch your sister again, I'm going to put you in your room. Doesn't work. How about, stop that right now, stop that right now. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. No, it doesn't work either. So we're not gonna do that because it makes them crazy, makes us crazy, and they know just how ineffective we are. So last night, we took our biggest offenders and we had a meeting with them, 2 boys and a girl. So we gave each of them a minute to just talk about what was bothering them. My boys had very little to say. My girls took all of their time and her time as well. We got a sense of poor little one whose brothers are making her crazy, and they are. And then we decided on a plan. And I think it's worthwhile for you to make a plan too before this coronavirus vacation turns into a total disaster. So we take 2 hours in the morning. We chose 10 to 12. And each half hour I've set up on my phone a little reminder that I'm gonna check in with my kids. I've given them 3 rules. They are not allowed to call each other names or put each other down, rule number 1. They are not allowed to touch each other without permission, rule number 2. And they are not allowed to yell at each other, rule number 3. And therefore, during those half-hour segments for 2 hours every day, I'm gonna check in with them and see, hey guys, how'd you do? Each of the children who successfully was calm and pleasant and was nice to a sibling, that kid is gonna get a check on that half hour. I am going to create a super simple chart, and those of you who would like the chart are welcome to write to me through my website, hyperhealing.org, and I'll send it right on over to you. Half an hour each segment. If they get 4 checks in the morning for those 4 half-hour segments, there's a prize waiting for them in the evening. Now, I've added an extra credit point because I'm a teacher. What you gonna do? That extra credit point is if they are extra kind to each other, if they help each other, if they sit down and say, hey, can I help you color with that? Or let me help you put in that drawer. Those things will get them an extra point, total 5 points for a day. Now they can get $1 for each point. They can get a treat for the points. They can get an extra movie for the points. They can get to choose the movie for the points. I've said to them that this morning we're gonna sit down and write a list of all the different surprises and prizes and treats that they could possibly want, and we'll give it a value. And they can use those points in any way that they choose. Once they have those points, we've only covered 2 hours of the day. What about the rest of the day? Well, during the rest of the day, I said, guys, you still have to be respectful to each other. Too bad. We're all here together. And by the way, the school of life of learning how to be respectful for your siblings is more valuable than any lesson you'll ever learn in real school. So, during the rest of the day, what they're going to be expected to do is follow those rules. And when they follow those rules, I'm going to compliment them. I'm going to notice. I'm going to catch them being awesome. And let's say they don't. Well, you know what? Extra chore. A child who suddenly decides to call a sibling a name, they are going to have an extra 5 minutes of chore to do. or they're gonna have to give something to that child. Perhaps bring that child a drink, prepare that child a scrambled egg, something like that. Our children need our leadership. Do not repeat over and over again, "Stop doing that, you're making me crazy," because they are making you crazy. And you know what? If they continue making you crazy, as Jordan Peterson says, you are going to want to take revenge. So don't let the situation get to that. This coronavirus vacation is a secret blessing for our family. If we can get them to start respecting each other, they are going to be better off for life. One added little good idea that we can do. So we have this little book that we call the Good Deeds book. And I've dusted it off, haven't used it in a while. And in this Good Deeds book, what I do is I write down different things that the kids do that really take them out of their comfort zone. They come home from school, they have a piece of cake from a birthday party. Well, that kind of is over. We don't eat cakes from birthday parties anymore. We don't even make birthday parties anymore. So let's say one of them is calling from the bathroom, "I forgot to bring a towel in. Can someone bring me a towel?" And instead of screaming out, "Too bad!" another sibling hears and brings a towel to that kid. That was a good deed. That's gonna go in my book. But here's the magical part about this book. I invite my children to come and tell on each other. They can tell on each other good things. This one brought me a towel. That one helped me with my drawer. That one complimented me on my artwork. And then I write it down in the book. And instead of running and screaming and telling on us for all the bad things that the sibling does to get our attention, they are going to get loads of attention from us for running and telling on the good things that their sibling does. So get out a notebook and start writing down excellent things that your children do. And then choose a night of the week that you're going to read it together. We sit down together Friday night, and therefore that's when we read it. We're in this together. Don't be human. Be a dog for a minute. We're in this together. Your kids are going to keep bothering each other until you help them by giving them the skills to put an end to it. So go for it. Make the chart. Start rewarding them. Gain control. They are going to be forever enriched by this new skill of respecting each other, loving each other, and taking care of each other. Have a great coronavirus vacation day, praying for those who are sick.